Well, the story is a little bit different for me. I have sickle cell SS. Well, we knew this pretty much before I was born. The story with me is that, unfortunately, unlike Chelsea, I don't know how to control my pain. I don't know how to make it stop. I just have to deal with it. Going back to the fetal hemoglobin, I was left with a lot of it. So sickle cell, when I was younger, I would get told, you can't do this because you have sickle cell. You can't do that because you have sickle cell. But when I was doing it behind my parents' back, I didn't see where, oh, you see if I do this, I'm gonna get sick, but I haven't got sick yet. So it was really like, okay, I know I have it, but what does this disease really do? So I made it on fetal hemoglobin up until I got my period, 16. So the reason why I don't know how to deal with the pain is because I never experienced it before. I don't know what worked for me and I don't know what will, because I didn't have to deal with this disease until I was 16. So it's a little bit harder not knowing what works and what does. I was on hydroxyurea. I don't like it. I admit the internet does make it worse, because when they first told me, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look up this medicine. I saw the cons. I saw the pros, but it was like, okay, these cons are making me scared. I don't want to deal with that if that happens. I had a friend, it worked negatively for her also. So that was like, oh, you took it, and I don't want that to happen to me. So it was more of me and my doctors fighting, like, you have to take it, I'm not taking it. It's gonna help. You say that, but do you really know? So it was a struggle with me and my doctors, and finally I gave in. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Because, you know what do I have to lose? I'm still getting sick anyways. Nah, didn't work for me, unfortunately. I do have a big support system, but sometimes when you have that family, as you get older, it does seem to diminish a little. Because it's like, I'll call and check on you now, but I'm not physically going to come to the hospital now, because I still have to go on with my life. Time doesn't stop when we're in a hospital. So it's something that mentally you have to be strong. Physically, your body isn't strong, but you're trying to be strong. And it's just difficult when you don't have that support system. You try to find people, and then there's other people with sickle cell who will say, yeah, I want support too, but when you try to do something, they'll show up like, we'll have a room filled. The next time you try to do something, we'll have like 3 rows. So, I don't know why, I can't say why. Most people probably just think that we're not getting noticed either way. So, what am I going to do? How can I help? I'm just one person. But just one person who has it, advocating for themselves, will show everyone else that this is important. And that's all I can say. We do get labeled seeking for drugs a lot. Because as I'm standing here, I'm in pain. But you cannot tell. So when I go to a hospital or emergency room, or I even had an incident where I went to an infusion room. You're in an infusion room. You're supposed to help me. You're supposed to listen. You're supposed to, you know I'm coming there because I'm hurting. Well, my phone tends to be my lifeline. Tends to be what keeps me from not thinking about the pain. So if I'm sitting there and I'm telling you I'm in pain, but I'm on my phone, I'm texting, I'm listening to music, I'm talking, you're going to look at me, how much pain are you really in? And sad to say, we don't want to make it black versus white, but everything ultimately kind of does come down to that. And this is a predominantly black disease, but I had a black nurse who took me as, I don't think she had pain, I just think she wanted the drugs. She was only supposed to be coming in to get Dacogen, which is an injection for me right now. Why should I have to give her her pain medicine or hook her up to an IV and give her fluids when she's sitting there and she's talking on her phone? Can you tell me how else would I do with pain? She'd probably rather me make a scene. That probably would have worked. But I'm not the scene-making person. My mother is.
Thanks a lot.
So I just couldn't believe it. Like, okay, you're black. You're a nurse. You know scientifically what this disease does. You may not feel it because only we can feel it. But you know scientifically what this disease is doing to my body. You're denying me of pain medicine because I'm on the phone and I'm physically talking to you and comprehensive and letting you know this. It kind of becomes harder when it's like, oh, they just want the drugs. Now, we do have that small population that makes it harder for the ones who aren't doing that. But just because I can sit here and I can hide my pain and I can explain to you what I need does not make me a drug addict. So there's a lot of stipulations that come with this disease. And there's a lot of people who don't think that this disease affects that many people. I believe it's 1 out of every 12 black people have this disease. Now, there's the Hispanics, there's other races. They might not have, as a SC, it might be SBL, but they will experience this pain. No one is more severe than the others. One might deal with it more often. But the pain, it's still pain. It's still the same caliber. It is still breaking down your body every chance it gets. And when you see us making it, going to college, you don't realize it, but we're going through a lot. We're dealing with a lot. Like, you may know us, but you don't know the story. That's kind of what we do. We're made for you to understand that, oh, she's sick, but she deals with it really well. There's a lot of us out there who try to make that persona. That's all I can say.
Can you tell them how often you go to the hospital and how long do you stay in the hospital for?
Okay. Longest was a month. On a regular stay, it would be 2 weeks. And that 2 weeks is when I get tired of everyone asking me, is your pain better yet? You still hurting? Yeah, I'm still hurting. When are you going home? That's when I was like, all right, you know what? You're trying to, then by that time, they're lowering your dose every time when you up the medicine. So by the time they keep constantly asking you, and you're like, I'm still in pain, but you're still lowering my medicine, it gets to a point where it's like, okay, the doses you're giving me, I can give myself that at home. I can probably give myself a bigger dosage than you're giving me right now, and I'm paying you. So why don't I just go home and lay in my bed and treat myself? How often I go? I can't really say. It's not a set number, but I probably say on average I'll have 4 emergency room visits, and maybe 1 or 2 out of those I will actually stay. You have any other questions?
How often do you have pain crises?
Well, how often now? After I've tried the hydroxyurea and I've tried Dacogen, it's every day. It didn't used to be like that. The medicine did decrease the caliber of the pain, but it made it stay longer. So which means now that I'm not in crumbling pain, intensive pain where I can't walk. I'm in pain where it's picking at me mentally, and I can sort of mask it a little bit until that stopped working, and yet I still have to get up the next day and go to class.